I'm going to attempt to turn this $100 bill into $1,000 by doing what I do best, and that's buying, repairing, and flipping outboard engines. I'm allowed to use the tools that I already have, but everything else to get us there has got to come from this $100 bill right here. So I'm jumping on Facebook Marketplace, and I'll be back with you when I find something cheap. All right, check this thing out. 5.5 horsepower, Clinton Rainbow Edition, $75. And he says he's taking $50, so let's go buy it. Here it is. All right, we got 50 bucks in this thing, 50 left to spend. See if the pull starts working. Pretty good. Single cylinder, 1 spark plug. Let's go ahead and get a compression number. Looks like we got right about 79 PSI on this single cylinder. That is more than enough for an old 2-stroke like this. Perfect compression. Gonna come out of the bright light so I can see some spark here, hopefully. And I won't lie, I very much am hoping there are no spark issues, at least for the first couple, because we don't have a lot of budget. This old girl's got spark. We're in a really good spot here. I'm looking down inside the internal fuel tank here, and it actually looks really clean in there, so we're gonna put some gas in it. Listen, it's the only thing I got clean 2-stroke in right now. Don't make fun of me. But we should be able to tell if fuel is flowing out of the tank by pressing in on this guy here. This is an alternate port for an external tank. Oh, there it is. Okay, we got good fuel flow and no external leaks. All right, first start attempt on the Clinton 5.5. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got a pop. All right, well, she runs, that's for sure. All right, I tried to get away with the little bucket, but that wasn't happening. This little lever here is how you control the throttle, and it was good all the way until it started getting over toward the fast part of the range. Toward the upper half of its speed range, that's when it started to cut out and die. Our carburetor's right here underneath, so we're gonna go ahead and pull it out and look inside. And now I'm gonna get rained out, of course. All right, back to business, indoors. I know one thing for sure, this carburetor is super easy to get to, so that's always nice. Needle looks good. I'm having a tough time seeing clearly through this one, so we'll clean that out. This one looks pretty good. Gonna spray her out with a little carb throttle body cleaner. Float is made out of some sort of tin, so I don't think I need to replace it. It's not cork. Being out here cleaning a carburetor in a light storm, hearing the rain on the roof, this is like free therapy. Can't beat it. Alright, one thing I know for certain is that we now have a spotless carburetor and all the parts look to be in good condition. So this here is our fuel line network. As you can see, this black one here has been replaced and is not factory, but these blue ones here have not been replaced. It's really cheap, so I'm gonna go ahead and put new fuel lines on here. So I just got back from the store and picked up a couple feet of black fuel line. They were all the way at the end of their spool and they only had 2 feet left. The guy just handed it to me and was like, I'm not even gonna charge you, man. So that's really cool. We got enough fuel line to do this engine and we didn't have to pay a dime for it. So the bank balance is unchanged. It would have only been a few dollars anyways, but every penny helps in this challenge, so I will take it. Everything looks ready to rock and roll, so let's give it another shot. right. Old girl's running perfectly. She's misting out plenty of water. Full RPM range. She idles low and revs high. All right. All right, just took my pictures and listed it on Marketplace for $250 or best offer. We will see what we get out of it. I do not have the specialized grease needed for this lower unit, so for the first time in a very long time, we're selling this outboard as is. There's absolutely nothing wrong with selling an outboard in this used condition as long as you're completely honest with the buyer that you're unsure when it had its maintenance done last. All right, it's the next day. Our buyer's on the way, and we'll see if we can get this thing sold. Be back soon. Right there's the buyers leaving right now. $200, baby. About the quickest 150 you'll ever make right there. So let's get back on Marketplace and look for the next one. Found a lead on a nice looking Mercury. We're about to pull up to the seller's house right now and see if it pans out. But for only 150 bucks, this thing could be a really good one for us. We'll see. Here we go, it's like Christmas time when we get a new outboard. Here we go. And look at this pretty little thing for only $150. Let's go. Here she is. This type of stuff just gets me fired up. There's just something I love so much about working on these single outboards and just hustling $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 at a time. I love it. First impressions of our $150 outboard, this thing's looking pretty darn good. All around looking pretty clean. You guys know the drill though. Time for compression test. Make sure we didn't buy an absolute clunker. All right, we have 111 PSI on the top cylinder. And 113 on the bottom. Time for the spark test. First order of business is I'm gonna clean out this fuel filter. You can see she's got a little bit of gunk in there. All right, got that cleaned up. Okay, this Merc 25 has spark and compression. Just got her hooked up to some clean 2-stroke. Gonna go ahead and fire it up and see what we got. Pumping the bulb, and I am not seeing any fuel system leaks so far, which is a great sign.
One hour later.
All right, current situation, could not get it to start whatsoever. We did get a couple pops here and there, but won't stay running. So I am going to go ahead and pull this carburetor and see what's going on in there. In case none of you guys could tell what was going on there, this needle was actually completely stuck inside of its little valve there. What's supposed to happen here is this float will go up and down with the fuel level in the bowl, and the needle should be going up and down with it. But I had taken this entire float assembly off, and that needle should have fallen right out of the hole, but it was stuck in there. So had a stuck needle, that means this carburetor was essentially not allowing any gasoline to enter the engine. But we're gonna go ahead and spray out all of our jets and passageways with this carb cleaner and put it all back together. And yes, carb cleaner does cost money, so we'll go ahead and say $5 for a few shots of carb cleaner on this engine and the first one. So even after cleaning this thing out, the needle is still sticking inside there. So I did a little bit of research because the needle appeared to be in good shape. Now if you look, our needle looks absolutely nothing like the one on this diagram. Yeah, this right here is 100% the needle that we need. and not whatever this one is. Bruh. So what I'm gonna guess happened here is someone either bought the wrong part, the wrong rebuild kit, or they just had one on hand and thought that a needle is a needle is a needle and it's good enough, and that's unfortunately not the case. Alrighty guys, parts are here, so let's go ahead and get this carburetor rebuilt and reinstalled. Not sure if you guys can see in there or not, but the needle is now dropping with gravity like it's supposed to. Our carburetor rebuild and reinstall is complete. We're gonna hook gas back up, check for leaks, and see if we can get it started.
1 hour later.
Alright, even after a carb rebuild and clean, this thing's just not wanting to start for me. Oh, accidentally giving you guys a sneak peek at an upcoming video. Alright, that's it. Anyways, we have good spark, good compression, clean rebuilt carburetor. I am now beginning to suspect that we have an issue with our timing going on. Even if timing is retarded or too advanced by a few degrees, it should still fire up and run. So I'm wondering if I have a sheared woodruff key in here. So I'm gonna take this pull start off and remove the flywheel and find out. As you can see on the bottom of the flywheel, it has a notch in it. That notch goes over this woodruff key to make sure that your flywheel is properly aligned and that everything's spinning as it should according to the timing cycle. Sometimes this key can shear off or break or bend or something like that, and it'll throw off the timing of your outboard, so it's an easy thing to check if you're having issues. Alright, I'm in my garage because it's the darkest place that I have. Timing a pull start only engine like this is actually very difficult with just one person, so I've got my timing light zip tied to the toolbox here. I believe on this model, this line right here is actually going to be our timing pointer. I took a Sharpie to mark top dead center on the flywheel. If this outboard is properly timed, we should see the flash of the timing light when this Sharpie line is perfectly in line with this here. So I got my timing light zip tied. I'm gonna set my camera up on a tripod facing right here and we'll see what we got. All right, if you can see it, that Sharpie line marked with the arrow is not anywhere close to the line where it's supposed to be at, so we got some work to do here. So I just reviewed the camera footage and it looked to me like it was firing way after top dead center, which is completely wrong. So as the flywheel spins, we should have saw bam, flash there at top dead center, but we weren't seeing it until about right there. So yeah guys, if your spark is not happening at the proper time in the compression stroke, you're not gonna be able to get very far. All right, we made a couple adjustments here and now you can see our Sharpie line is firing right at top dead center, maybe 1 or 2 degrees before top dead center, which is perfect. All right guys, so before our adjustments, we were running at like 8-10 degrees after top dead center, and now we're about 2 degrees before top dead center. So we're gonna try and start this thing up again and see if that made any type of notable difference. All right, we're getting somewhere. And one thing that you really have to know about timing is that the timing is always right to subscribe to my channel. Alright, this old Mercury 25's running like a top, pumping good water, shifting well. We're gonna give this old girl service, get her cleaned up, and list her for sale. All right, guys, we posted this old Mercury last night, and I've been getting a lot of messages on this thing. Starting to wonder if I might have priced this thing a little too low, but that's all right. So potential buyers on their way right now. They're gonna be here soon. The funny part is, about halfway through my conversation with this guy, it turns out he recognized the background in my driveway in the photos. I guess he watches the channel a lot and recognized it, and so that's kind of cool to have a subscriber come out here and potentially buy an engine. I asked if he wanted to be in the video, and he said heck yeah, so that'll be kind of fun. We'll see you soon. Yeah, we are here with Gavin and Justin, right? Yes, sir. Gavin and Justin, they're here to look at the Merc 25. I got this thing all set up here, and we can go ahead and run it if you want. So there it is. Essentially, the timing was way off. So the timing was firing way too late. We basically adjusted this rod here, had the spark ignite sooner. You got a brand new impeller in the lower unit, brand new gear oil, rebuilt the carburetor as well. So he's a good runner, man. But it's funny because before I actually adjusted the timing, this thing, I couldn't even get it to pop. I don't know who made some adjustments to this engine in the past, but...
Probably somebody that watched YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And the decals don't look...
They look pretty good, dude. No,
good.
they are pretty good.
Yeah.
I know, they do look pretty good. All right, bro.
Get this deal going.
Let's do it, man. So after they bought my engine, they actually asked if I could help diagnose a small outboard that they also had. And of course, being subscribers of my channel, I was more than happy to help out. It had spark, we did a bunch of tests. I diagnosed it as carburetor problems, but we needed a full teardown. But then they threw me a curveball here. Maybe. You want me to buy it from you?
Maybe. Well, yeah, you know. I know you're doing a challenge though going up.
This thing's frustrating me. I kind of want to buy it just so I can fix it. I mean, I'll give you $200 off. All right, this is a crucial moment. I just threw out a starter offer of $200 for this little 3-horse. He's thinking it over. Tensions are high, but out of nowhere, my neighbor Mark smelled a party going on, and of course had to drop off some brewskis to our new friends.
Rave up the party.
I'm Justin.
Justin, Mark.
Nice to meet you, Mark.
As always, Mark.
Hey, what's your name? Cheers. Cheers, yeah.
250. That's high as I can go, because this thing's probably gonna be 500.
If it was running.
Okay, yeah, and I'm gonna assume.
If not, no hard feelings.
But it'll be in a video. Maybe.
It'll be in this video if you want it to be.
In this video.
It'll be in this video.
I'll do the 250 off if it's in the video.
All right, brother.
360, sir.
That works for me, man. And you guys are taking the Merc 25 home, right?
Yep.
All right, man.
Thanks, man. Look forward to seeing the video.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
you guys travel safe.
When this is done, like actually,
Yeah.
you wanna,
What are the odds?
if you want to text me and shoot me and send me what you want.
I'll be interested.
I'm
looking forward to it.
Will do, guys. You guys drive safe, man.
Have a good night.
You as well. I'm also extremely excited to tell you guys that I officially have my own brand of marine care products. And yes, these are the products that I used to clean up that old Sea Ray from a moldy, disgusting mess to a brand new boat. Purchasing a bottle of Dead Wake is absolutely the best way to support my channel. We're offering a really good discount right now where if you buy the combo pack with both of these bottles in it, you can save a good bit of money as well. And as someone who's used a lot of these sprays from all sorts of brands, I will put this over anything else on the market. So give it a try and go to deadwakedetail.com today. All right, got this old Mercury 3.5 4-stroke on the stand. This is the one I ended up buying off Gavin and Justin last night when they came and bought my Merc 25. They said they couldn't get it going, so we'll see what you missed, fellas. We know from last night this engine's getting good spark, but I didn't get a chance to compression test it yet, so I'll do that right now. I couldn't find the right size thread adapter last night, but I did find it this morning. Definitely want at least 100 PSI on this engine. All right, I'm reading 108 PSI on the single cylinder here, so that should be plenty. So this is the first thing I see right off the bat. This is the black butterfly valve for the choke. And when you activate the choke, it's running into the gasket here. So I think the gasket might have been put on in the wrong order because this choke can't even close all the way. So we'll have to fix that. What on earth? Not a small little bit of daylight in there. This thing's totally gunked up. All right, we got a nice clean carburetor reinstalled here. Let's fill our tank up and see if this thing will start for us. After installing a clean carb, we were still not even able to get this thing to pop. And these spark plugs are absolutely bone dry still. So this thing is not getting fuel at all. So we're gonna start at the tank and follow our way around the engine and just make sure we have fuel flow all the way to the carb. First point to check, this is a little shutoff valve to stop flow of gas from the internal tank to the carb. That valve's right here, so let's make sure it's working. And it is. All right, so we know our valve is good. It's opening and closing. We follow this fuel line all the way around. It goes into this fuel pump and shoots out this nipple here. And then it has this one long final fuel line that goes all the way to our carburetor. Let's see if this pump's shooting any gas out. And it definitely is. Yeah, we're getting a ton of fuel flow out of the pump. So we're getting fuel flowing out of the pump. It's just this last line here that leads to the carb. So this is the side that goes straight into the carburetor. And we're getting plenty of fuel flow. I don't even have the drain bolt in the carb right now, so somehow, some way, fuel's not getting in here. It's almost like the needle's closed off. I tested it and the needle was working, but for some reason, this carburetor's not allowing fuel into it, so I'm gonna pull it back off and take another look. Another thing I noticed is when you move the throttle on this, it's not actually activating the butterfly. So this thing here is supposed to open and close when I move the throttle on the tiller handle. So I'm gonna get in there and take a closer look at why that's not working. So right here where you see that little nick in the plastic, there's a little piece broken on there. There was supposed to be a little piece that would catch on this channel right here on this other plastic ring and allow the butterfly to open and close. So we need a new one of those right there. So I got a new one here. It is called a drum throttle right there. So we're gonna go ahead and put that on. You can see on our new part on the right here that it has the little piece of plastic that broke off the other one. All right, and as you can see, we now have full movement and the throttle's doing what it's supposed to. Okay, got the carburetor installed. Let's see if we finally have gas in the carburetor, and we do. Drain bolt can go back in. All right guys, we do have this thing running. On closer inspection, the needle inside the carburetor is pretty worn. I just don't think it's seating properly because I don't know if you saw, but now the engine's flooding. So it was starved, now it's flooding. The needle tip looks to be a little bit broken inside there. I didn't get a good camera angle of it, but we're gonna order a couple parts here. We just got some carburetor troubles and just gotta locate the parts we need here. So I'll be back in a sec. All right guys, so I looked and looked and looked everywhere to find a rebuild kit for this carburetor. This engine's only a few years old and it's like they don't even sell them. So they're not even selling rebuild kits for this thing. They're just selling entire new pre-built carburetors. And the crazy part is they're extremely cheap. I don't know if this is just because it's a really small horsepower engine, but it just seems like they're building stuff nowadays to just break and throw away and completely replace rather than rebuild. I don't know, but I got a new carburetor for it. We're gonna put it on. Okay, out with the old, in with the new. Let's see if it works. All right, this little Mercury 3.5 is running as good as new and it is ready for service. And also, if any of you guys watching are interested in doing exactly what I do, making money flipping small outboards like this or flipping whole boats, anything like that, you've got to check out the group that I created. It's called Boat Buys. It's linked in the description. And what we do is we monitor your local area for the best deals like this. We send them to you. We tell you which ones you're gonna make money on. And we currently have 2 licensed marine mechanics in the group ready to help you fix all the issues with it, and then we help you sell it and make a bunch of money. We have over 20 active users in there right now, and we're all talking every day about boats, flipping, making money. It's awesome. We are so confident in this group and this product that we want you to try your first month in our group for $1. Just $1. Come try it out for a month. You get to chat with me, my business partners, and also 20 active users that we have in the group right now that we're helping make money flipping stuff like this. Nowhere on the planet can you get more value for $1 than right here. I'll be back when she's sold. All right, our buyer on the 3.5 Mercury just left. We sold it for $500 even. On to the next. Okay guys, I just bought what I believe to be the final engine in this challenge. 50 horsepower Mercury with controls. Gonna need to break the engine hoist out here for this one. She's a big old girl. All right guys, got her up out of the truck and she is looking good. Let's get it on a stand. All right, I did have to commit a couple OSHA violations here with the shop crane, but we got the engine on the stand and now we can wheel her on out. Okay, harness is hooked up. Let's turn the key and see if our starter's working okay. All right, get some compression numbers here. See if we bought a clunker or a good engine. Okay, cylinder 1. Showing 70 PSI on cylinder 1. Feels a little low. I'm not too psyched about that, but we'll see where the other two are at. Oh, cylinder number 2 is at 109. That is not good news, guys. So cylinders 2 and 3 are perfect, dead even, 110, 111. I did buy this engine sight unseen and didn't test it before I bought it. The good news is I never buy an engine at a price where I can't at least make my initial investment back. That's always what I teach and that's what I'm doing right now. If you really want to make the most money possible off this, you can start taking every single part off of it and listing it on eBay. Guys, the power trim on this engine works great. It shifts well. Just between the lower unit and the power trim unit, I'd probably get $1,000 or more on eBay. This process can take some time though, and you got to give up space in your garage to keep the engine. So I'm not going to go that route right now. I'm going to list this thing on Marketplace, be completely honest about the condition of cylinder number 1. We lost this battle, but we're still going to win the war. So let's go ahead and get this thing posted and see if we can't still make a little coin on it. Got it posted. We're going to ask $450 for it. Let's go get our money back. All right, guys, we had a buyer give me $400 for the Mercury 50 with low compression. At only $100, what the heck was there to lose? Absolutely nothing. But that just goes to show, guys, there's opportunity to flip these things for profit, even if you're not a mechanic. As long as you're buying at the right price, there's money to be made flipping everything. But that marks the end of our journey, guys. That's how you turn $100 into over $1,000 in just a week or two. And remember, if you guys want my help to do this yourself, go click the link in the description, check out the Boat Buys community, and I'll see you in there. I appreciate you all so much. Have a great night.